Over the last 2 weeks, I've been using Samsung's $650 Galaxy S25 FE, and while it's not without its flaws, this cheaper edition of the Galaxy S25 came in handy in ways I did not expect. This is all things mobile. The Galaxy S25 FE largely continues the formula that Samsung has followed for the last 2 years with the S23 and S24 FE. In this case, the S25 FE takes the phone design of the $1,000 S25 Plus and fills it with internals that match up to last year's Galaxy S24. This gives the phone the look of a brand new Galaxy phone with enough power to run all the features included in Android 16 and Samsung's One UI, but scales back under the hood in order to hit a lower price. And for most people, if you just want a new Galaxy phone with a large screen, a nice camera, and a bundle of new Galaxy AI features that aren't offered on cheaper phones, the S25 FE gets you that access without having to pay $800 or more for the more full-fledged Galaxy phone. Earlier this week, I discovered that my internet service provider quietly raised my monthly rate by $30. This happens once a year, and it's largely solved by calling out my provider, talking my way through voice-activated menus that never seem to understand me, and waiting on hold while a message keeps telling me how I'm a valued customer. With the S25 FE, I turned on the text call feature, which lets me text my way through the call instead of having to fight through all the voice prompts. When I eventually got the representative, I flipped it back to a normal voice call and got that price hike waived. Text call is not a new feature, but it is new if you are coming to the S25 FE from one of Samsung's cheaper Galaxy A phones and are using the S25 FE as an entry step toward a more feature-rich device. The S25 FE even gets a few perks that aren't on the $800 Galaxy S25. It gets faster 45-watt wired charging, which in my 30-minute test recharged the battery from 0% to 69%, and I found its battery to easily get me through a day of use, typically ranging at about 4 hours of screen time. Most days would end at about 30%, enough that an overnight charge isn't needed, but you probably should plug it back in while getting ready for the day. The phone runs on Samsung's Exynos 2400 processor, which is the same one that Samsung uses on the Z Flip 7 FE and the international model of the Galaxy S24. This is the second phone I've tested that includes this processor, and I have mixed feelings about it. It's quite capable. It runs games like Fortnite at high settings, assists low-light photography, and keeps up with my constant multitasking. But I do find that the S25 FE heats up during gaming and video calls, although this can be alleviated by putting the phone inside of a case. I'd also recommend a case because I found the phone to get scratched up quickly, with a few marks showing up as quickly as a day or two in my pocket. And while Samsung says the S25 FE is Qi 2 ready, that means it natively supports faster 15-watt wireless charging speeds, but you'll also need a case with magnets if you want to use it with magnetic wallets or chargers. The cameras also take nice photos for the phone's price, with the inclusion of a 50-megapixel wide camera, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide, and an 8-megapixel telephoto with a 3x optical zoom, allowing for catching details from a distance. I took the S25 FE to my high school reunion, which took place at an outdoor bar at night. Considering all the motion and the dim lighting, the camera did okay with capturing details while processing away image noise that often crops up in these situations. I was particularly happy with the option to film in 8K resolution as well as 4K at 60 frames per second, which made the 90s cover band at my reunion look super smooth. Selfie photos taken on the 12-megapixel front-facing camera were also a bit mixed, depending on the lighting situation. My photos taken at an outdoor Oktoberfest party include a lot of detail. But a photo taken at twilight along a New York waterfront focuses on me but blurs out a lot of that sunset, which is unfortunate because I took another photo with the rear camera and it's a really nice sunset, y'all. Samsung's Galaxy S25 FE could be a just right option for many people, especially if you are coming from the Galaxy S21 FE or from a lower cost Galaxy A phone. But if you aren't particularly loyal to Samsung, the S25 FE is now surrounded by similarly priced options that are also worth considering. You have Google's $499 Pixel 9a if you want all of the latest Android features and can do without a telephoto camera. The $550 Motorola Edge has faster 67-watt wired charging and has a similar telephoto camera for zoomed-in photos. Or if you're considering an iPhone, the $599 iPhone 16e and the newly discounted $699 iPhone 16 are also in the running for the same price range as this Galaxy S25 FE. But as long as having the newest technology in your phone isn't important, and you aren't prone to experiencing FOMO when the Galaxy S26 line is likely launched in a few months, the S25 FE is a good way to get a flagship Samsung phone while saving a couple $100 off the price. For more about the Samsung Galaxy S25 FE, check out the written review linked in the comments. I'm Mike Sorrentino, and always negotiate the price of your bills.